Hello everybody, I'm Bill Gatewood, Director of the Old State House Museum, and I have with me Tommy Jameson, who is a architect specializing in historic preservation, and Tommy has worked on several projects here at the Old State House. We've done several things to the building to improve the energy efficiency of the structure. So storm windows, the notion of putting storm windows on the building came up. Tell us how you approach that.
Well, the best thing you can do with historic windows to make them more energy efficient is put a secondary glazing, be it on the interior or the exterior. In this particular case, I think it had been deemed too significant a building to literally put storm windows on. That the change would be too visible, either inside or outside. But utilizing one of the storm windows that is most nationally recognized as being the most invisible, they're not invisible, but the least visible, I think it's worked pretty well. And I know that it's helped energy efficiency, the ambient noise levels are down, and it preserves that painted finish on these historic windows.
Yeah, they look great, I think. You can't even tell that they're on there. Talking about environments in a sense, one of the dilemmas that this old building is in concerns the historic artifacts that we often exhibit in here and the climate that must be maintained to preserve them. Tell us a little bit about the hoops that have to be jumped through to environmentally control the interior space here.
Well, the certain levels of temperature and humidity have to be maintained for all the artifacts. Placing the equipment for it was a challenge to hide it in the historic building without many places to hide.
It's been quite a challenge to hide, so to speak, the mechanical aspects of these environmental controls and whatnot. It's been an opportunity to expose parts of the building that have been concealed by modifications made to it after its construction. Tell us what you've come across.
Well, we were crawling around in some of the nicer spaces like the attic. Crawling over insulation and ductwork and wiring, and actually discovered on the west side of the main pavilion some of the original stucco finish to the exterior of the building, which has long since been covered up by the 1880s addition of the hyphens on each side. That mechanical system is interesting, and the components of it are down on the first floor and components of it are on the balcony of the big house, of the house chamber. We just had to put it where we could, where little bits and pieces could fit.
Well, it works.
It works.
It works really well. Yeah. And as I recall, the stucco that you encountered, it was etched to mimic limestone blocks.
Absolutely.
And when they built the building.
And I think that had been examples of that had been found previously, but this was fresh and new. And the penetrations that we utilized to get through from the balcony into the attic of the hyphen was actually through an old window opening that had its header already there and everything. So it was a window that had been closed for 140 years or so. So it was a pretty interesting evolution.
It was. We have thousands of artifacts in our collection, but the most pressing responsibility we have as far as conservation and preservation is the building itself. And so we have done everything we can to ensure its longevity. And please come visit us when you can. And if you want to check us out on the internet, it's oldstatehouse.com.